Okay, loaders using them for forklifts is the main thing. We hadn't really noticed this before. We have had air fall out of this tire before. You can't really afford when you're running these old ones what it costs for replacement tires. I haven't priced one lately. The price does change. It'll be somewhere between 5 and 10,000 per tire. So you don't buy new tires very often, and you get to a point where the poor machines just die because the tires are not worth buying tires for them. I paid $8,500 for this machine with the forks, and we need to get that hose out from underneath that fork too before we put air in here or pick it up and have it on the wrong side. So anyway, these have got an O-ring in here, and that's part of where they leak sometimes. Don't try, if you don't get the tire off the ground, don't even start trying to get this to seal back up at all. It's not gonna. If you got weight sitting on your tire, you're just gonna lose it. We got two machines here where we can pick up the back of the machine. It takes both of them. And then after we pick that up, we'll put the railroad jack on here and pick this up, spin it over. We use tire soap for a temporary sealer so that it'll get a half a PSI in there. It'll start bringing the bead out. That's not a real problem. But getting it started can be a problem. So that is how. And then another thing that's interesting to know on these is when you go to take the tires off of either this ring here that it'll be seated on hard or on the back of the gearbox itself. And if you look at this one, this hub and tire, you don't have a replaceable wheel on this. The drive hub is the wheel. So when you replace these, normally you do it on the machine. There's no, let's wait till I get it picked up.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, because it's going to be indifferent. A lot of this is going to close up anyway once we get it picked.
That's kind of what I was thinking.
So anyway, there's a hydraulic tool that goes in these cutouts and pushes that back. And so you really, if you're having to change these, you want to get those hydraulic tool, and ideally you want to get a couple of them, because you'll find if they've been on here very long that just having one, it'll push that back, but it won't start breaking it loose at the next point. And what I've done when I only had one is run this out, put a piece of steel in here to hold the two apart, and then go to the next place and keep working your way around as you add little blocks in there. But it makes it a lot harder. So anyway, let's pick them up. Out from the tire, back from the tire. This is better now that we have the bigger air compressor. With our little air compressor, this was really a problem. The 175 psi makes a big difference getting air out to it. But it's still going to be a problem. And we've had times where we had to make like a paper mache, sort of a seal here to get this in here good enough. We really try to not have it go flat in the winter, But trying is not always happening. If you have a 988 running with good tires, then you can run around, pick your other one up. It makes it a lot easier. They're really hard to block. There's not much area on the axle that you can get to block these things up underneath. And you can make some blocks to leave on the winter, which we did on one we've got over there. But that is tough.
Don't touch the hose.
Okay. Well, if I would have known you were going to grab it, Don't get fingers in between it. It may move quickly. We're gonna have.
It's going. It is going.
I'm gonna watch this down here below. Nah, it ain't going.
What we had last time was we just had to pack all the piss out of this stuff. And it's moving. It's just not moving enough. Man, really packed the shit out of this stuff last time.
It was also a little bit chillier. Stuff was more solid.
Yeah, the fall weather doesn't seem to really help out much.
No, it's not. It's not freezing cold. It was. Yeah.
Okay, what's going? Clear?
Yep.
Okay. Now that I've ruined my gloves, even though I had rubber gloves on earlier.
And a bucket over. Oh,
Since it's soap, it will wash off.
yeah. Because we do sort of try and save this. It is still good soap for regular tire work. Mix it with water, do all that stuff. Valve core was out.
Yeah, I took it out.
Yeah. If that didn't work, the other thing, of course, just like a little tire, wrap a chain around it and binders, start binding it, sucking it out.
What he meant to say was lots of starting fluid. Lots of it.
But even at that, you won't necessarily get a full seal all the way around. I have done what you're not supposed to. Out at a mine many years ago, we had 966 that would not, we had a 2 cubic foot per minute compressor. We had a 966 tire to put air in. But we did have some roof patching tar for one of the cabins. That made all the difference. I've actually been really tempted to use roof tar on several other tires since then. They tell me it's damaging to the tire. I don't know. We put 2 tires on. We used tar on both of them. That was in 83. I went back there in 88. No, not 88, excuse me, 98. Yeah, I went back in 98. Yeah, 98. So it's 15 years I went back there and the tires were holding air, everything looked good. Now these do have, which this one's broken and is common to be broken, there's an anti-rotation tabs on these. This one up here still has it, but it's common on these older machines that those will be broken. So if we were going to be digging hard with this machine, we'd want to make sure we had that so that it helped put the torque into the through the ring and into the tire. Otherwise, sometimes they'll try and slip a little bit. Of course, you've still got the inside one is built right onto the hub, so it's not spinning anyway. It's not a two-piece on the inside of the axles. And that makes me feel better. We could probably wipe off my hands first, but hopefully the batteries are up. Usually they stay up pretty good on this one. And I was figuring I'd do a first fire up on it this year too. We could compare it when it first smokes, a known good machine, versus that other one that we had in there yesterday. That it is scheduled actually. We got 3 of these we're looking at having possibly use. This one here with forks. The one out front, it's setting on blocks right now. It's got at least one tire that will definitely go bad if you leave it set for very long at all. And then I got 2 parts machines out here. One of them just needs an engine. The other one needs an engine and 4 tires. The one that just needs an engine, amazingly enough, I've had it for close to 10 years and none of the tires have lost any air in 10 years. So they're not the best for tread, but they're pretty solid as far as holding air. And so that's the one that gets the engine. Plus, we've already started pulling parts off of the other one for this machine out here. It needs a hydraulic valve and a hydraulic pump. So, but this one out here actually has fairly new engine and transmission. And I don't know how much we'll use them for digging. Forklifts is the big thing. If I had a second set of forks, I'd probably put forks on one of the 2 that we put together. But forks cost as much as the machines. Generally, you either buy one with forks or you don't get them.